long time ago, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did it in the 70s. Yeah, you'll see there's some cracking now, but it's a 50-year-old restoration. There's no windows, no windshield wipers, no heater. There's no speedometer. There was no speed limit. You couldn't go fast. The roads were all dirt and mud and ruts, and so yeah. But all the cars have signs on them, and it tells how much they cost when they were brand new, and how many they made that year. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask.
Would you like me to do the tour?
This was my dad. This is what he loved to do. He retired, and so he would look forward to these tours. He passed away 3 years ago, and he asked me, thank you. He said someone, he knew he was going. He had kidney failure. It wasn't a surprise. But he said, please keep it going. Please keep it free. Don't charge people. Just let them enjoy it. And don't sell my stuff. I said, okay, I won't. And we never got rid of stuff with people. So this is all for the orphans. The cars, parent companies like Hudsons and Nashes and all that. Later in life, we grew up, I grew up in Ogden, and through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, people just knew him in Ogden as that guy that will buy your car. Flying lowest trim level, nothing fancy. But most families didn't drive something like this with a glass top, fancy 2-door Crown Vic. Most families had a little four-door sedan like this.
I don't think I've ever seen this before.
There were only 2,000 ever made. Oh yeah. It's actually weirdly one less than 2,000. I can't see straight. Dad said, well, they're back in the, I said, Dad, how did they drive those like that? It's terrible. And he said, well, when they were new, they had a blind. A guy from California was passing through Ogden in about 1991. I actually went into the corner with a fried chicken with their on the trailer. I said, hey, I'm here to see your cars, but he said, I'm selling this. My dad said, oh, okay, I'll take it.
Wasn't there a car really close to this that wasn't amphibious in company?
I've never seen another in person. I've seen it online and stuff. They even had 7 years, and over the course of 7 years, they only made about 2,000 total. And so many of them, because they were those. Yeah. All the way up, halfway down, and then all the way down.
What was your dad? Well, it's something like, oh, Nestle, oh
yeah. The people, especially the older guys, in their 80s and stuff,
so they really did something like that.
No, there was problems. They tried that Teletouch steering, or the shifting. Plymouth Chrysler had done push-button shifting for a while, but it was cable driven, and it worked. But Ford, if you look at the steering wheel there, that's how you shift the cars, one button. But it's electronic, and that electronics failed a lot. Most people would say, pistols don't go. Truth is, it's just a Ford. Yeah, it's a Ford. The Ford company is just a Ford, but they got a bad rap because they had a weird grill, and the shifting didn't work very often. But
Everything else, fun.
Yeah. Everything else is just a Ford.
Yeah.
I like it. And we restored them all back with metal, and it's not Mondo, it's metal. They just did a really good job. And this is all pre-internet. I always told that. How did you do that? Before I go on eBay. You have to write letters to people in Pennsylvania and wait 3 weeks to get a letter back. Just all this research he did. This is all from the book. He never went online and stuff. He read his books to find out all this information.
You know, I've often thought, I remember the first job I had, we'd go out on a job and you know, it was okay. Well, like today, it's like with your cell phone, hey, can you bring such and such, can you had it?
Isn't it weird how we used to do everything without cell phones and without internet? We just put them on the door. And I was with a group and the guy said, the mirrors were never put on by Ford. Ford never made a mirror in the history of Ford back in the day.
Oh, sure.
You bought not rattly or squeaky and super solid. They're just, that was great. They're just funny looking. I actually would rent that right up there with Glenn and like so nice. The seats would be so. It's like sitting on a racing board. They're solid, solid. They're good cars.
So Charles, this is the picture.
They used to go with that. Yeah, it's all there, most of it. My friend Kevin, growing up in the 80s, his mom drove one of these, and sadly, it was a laughing stock in the neighborhood. We thought we might find it. This is it, photos look from the factory. This uncle had a perfect game on this past summer. You can see there's something open the door. That's the thing that a lot of people don't realize how much damage is caused by people that we showed this place to. 10 years ago, there was half of the damage on it, but so my dad wanted to share some kid. Especially around Christmas, in the back, you'll see a pallet full of retro-looking record players. And they say Crosley, say Cooker. Yeah, it was really hard to compete with Ford, Chevy, and Chrysler. And it's a filthy business. They just dirty. They try to put each other out, hoodwink each other, and yeah, it's tough. You can stay in business against those three. He couldn't get in, he couldn't compete, they wouldn't allow it.
I had a neighbor who's now deceased, but he talked about having one of these when he was a kid. And I said the carburation looked pretty impressive for as small as it was, but he said it didn't have much power.
This is and it blew a street light off the wire. And I thought, well, that's cool, I'm gonna go snag that. And when I got up to it, those things are huge. I couldn't even move it. When you're looking at it, you think they're like this big. Yeah. It was huge, and I'm like, oh crap, I can't even get it. It's good enough to not restore it. Yeah, that's there. I don't know why. This is your first Mercedes-Benz right here. That's what they look like. Probably about 1895 around here. Chevy made this kind of jumping into the Volkswagen idea, rear engine, the trunk up front. And some people love them, some people hate them.
So, does this have like the some of them have like more carburation, more horsepower?
This has dual carburetor. There's a flat engine, I forget what they call it. The pistons go like this. They don't go, what do they call that? I forgot. Anyway, it's a weird engine. It's just a flat thing. Its pistons go sideways. But it's supposed to be really reliable. One guy had this stuff.
Yeah. It was a lot better handling car when they got rid of the swing axle.
Yeah, they did. They fixed it. That's the thing. By then, the damage was done. They already had that indication, but they did fix that issue. fact, some people said that they were superior.
That's what my dad said.
A lot of old-timey actors and stuff, they drive a Cadillac, or they can get a Packard, a little bit higher. They're fun to drive. It was one of the first cars I ever drove.
This one?
Yeah, the windshield. You don't have to have a jack to change the tire on this. If you hit a flat, you can manipulate the hydraulics where you can raise any one tire up in the air. Oh, really? But no jack. And I asked him, how do you change the rear tire? You can't even see it. And they said, just right here. Turn this bolt, that whole quarter panel comes right off. Yeah.
So you're in a tricycle. I've seen three of them.
Oh, I think this one's a little, yeah. Yeah, he just kind of collected everything. And over the years, people would donate stuff. They'd be cleaning out grandma's shed and find this, oh, you know what? I'm gonna take that to Jack. He'd like that in the car museum. That's why he's got such odd stuff. Toys and everything, because a lot of people just, it's newer than you normally collect. It's never been restored. Somebody actually took care of this mouse. It's 15 years old and it's all serious. But my mom's thinking about not selling because she doesn't know it. I'm just taking up a lot of room. And not doesn't really fit into it.
Was that a different year or was that a something that you could get?
It was just aftermarket piece. Only the 50, but it was one out of it, and it was small. It's not as, that would be like Nashes and Studebakers. There's another good example. This person over 2 years now race cars, but used to, NASCAR used to go because they didn't do that. And these were driven left and right.
Well, nobody had two carburetors back then.
Yeah. And they have a low center of gravity. Usually step up, here's the car, this one is step down, and it just kept it really low. The roof line's low, it almost looks like it's been chopped, but that's stock, that's for the back. There's no trunk. But by the time this thing was made, people said, we love your little Metropolitan, it's a great safety car for the family, but we want windows and we want a trunk. So yeah. But for years, they were just solid, no way to open the trunk.
So did the seat even fold forward so you could use that space?
The back seat, if you look in the middle of that green one, there's a button.
Okay.
You just push that big button on the back seat, and that will fold down. But how inconvenient, can you imagine trying to stuff groceries back in there? If you twist that silver handle, you'll see.
Oh.
Steering wheel comes up with it. Death trap. Imagine you wrecking that. Huh. Well, you showed something I never noticed before.
What if it was like people like really slap me in the face?
Yeah.
Shove it together.
I never even noticed. And I've driven this, I never noticed. That's the first year they put the big back window in the back. Which I would much prefer it be an oval window, but it is the first year of the big back window.
Do you mind if I look at the engine?
Okay.
did a good job. They just didn't know that this stuff wasn't gonna hold up.
And the paint may be okay, it's the clear coat that's coming off. That's just one little truck. Yeah, that's a 53 Dodge. They were probably a $100. I've driven this. And the teams would go to the church parking lot when it snow and do donuts and little
Little
rear.
manufacturer?
No, go ahead. Little rear wheel drive.
My friend had it was 3 on the floor. Rotated scheme. If you ever hear me talk about an Eagle, this is an Eagle. I wanted the sedan one. Yeah, it's not a Renault one, but these are cool how to put the forward drive.
They are. There's a lot of problems with them. There is overlanders. Apparently, better than some.
Yes, but I don't know that this was the exact exploding one because the normal sedan is probably about this much shorter, and it was. I don't know if the fuel tank is just as exposed to this one as it was in that.
It's not advertised for sale. This is an electric car from the 70s. This is a 1973 L car. This runs on 6 tractor batteries.